the adventures of Ozzie and Harriet, starring young America's favorite couple, Ozzie Nelson and Harriet Hillard. As we look in at the Nelson household at 1847 Rogers Road, Ozzie and Harriet are at lunch. Their little son, David, is having lunch with them.
Come on, Davy, get a move on. We've got half a glass of milk left there.
Okay, Mom.
See, I think I'll have another piece of this bread. It's awful good. Will you pass the butter, dear?
Okay, it's not butter, though. It's a substitute.
Oh, well then will you pass the margarine?
Well, it's not margarine. It's a substitute.
A substitute for margarine?
Mm-hmm. Read what it says on the jar. Here it is.
Crummy sandwich spread. Made from guess what with artificial coloring. Fine.
Finish your milk, David, and for goodness sakes, watch your manners.
Gosh, Mommy, you sound like a top sergeant today.
You're telling me, and I'm getting pretty tired of it, too. David, you're supposed to chew with your mouth closed.
I'm sorry, Mom. Daddy, do you know how to chew with your mouth closed?
David, a married man even learns to talk that way.
You want some more vegetables, David?
No, thanks.
They're good for you. Make you grow up to be a big, strong man.
I don't want to grow up, because when people grow up, they get married.
Oh, that's silly. You can grow up, but you don't have to get married.
Okay, then I'll have some more vegetables.
Now, what happened, David, that made you so sour on marriage?
Barbara Jones, the girl that sits in front of me at school.
Oh, really?
Yeah. She says when she gets married, she's going to have her own home, a bank account, 2 bicycles, and 3 pairs of roller skates.
Well, you think that's wrong?
Well, sure. I wouldn't want a wife who was out roller skating when she was supposed to be home making fudge for me.
Come on, David, finish your lunch.
Mommy, why'd you marry Daddy?
Well, I married your daddy because I loved him.
That's right, and I married Mommy because I loved her.
Gee, don't people have the funniest reasons for getting married?
Hey, you'd better hurry up or you're going to be late for school there, young fella.
David, drink your milk. Incidentally, Daddy, David's been doing very well in school lately.
Oh, well, that's a fine boy, David.
Mm-hmm. He only missed 1 word all week in spelling, and that was a pretty hard one.
Yeah, reincarnation.
Well, that shouldn't have been so hard, David. What did you do, spell it with only 1 C?
No, he spelled it with 2. That's why it was wrong.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yes, reincarnation. It's a very interesting subject, though. I remember I wrote a composition on it in school.
Will you tell me about it tonight, Daddy?
Oh, I'll be glad to, son. In fact, there's a very good book on the subject. As I recall it, let's see. Yeah, it's called The Trip Back by Bartlett Graham.
Isn't reincarnation the belief that people return to the earth in some other form?
Mm-hmm.
Like a cow or a dog or something?
Yeah, that's the general idea.
In fact, I think that's why cows are so highly respected in some parts of the world where they believe in reincarnation.
They must be the cows that give reincarnation milk. David, I'll bet you bragged to all the boys how clever your old man is.
How much do you want to bet, Dad?
You better leave for school pretty soon, honey.
Okay. Is that a promise then, Dad? You'll get the book and tell me about it tonight?
It's a definite promise. I'll go down and buy the book this afternoon.
Well, look, you better hurry to school. You're going to be late. You can get your dessert when you come home.
Okay. See you later. Don't forget now, Pop.
I hope you can locate that book, because when you make a promise to David, you know, he'll hold you to it.
Oh, I'll get it right after lunch. As a matter of fact, it'll be easy. It's quite a well-known book, you know.
You're all finished, aren't you, dear?
Yeah.
Oh, I'll call Gloria then. Gloria! Oh, Gloria!
Did you call me, Mrs. Nelson?
Yes, I did, Gloria. We're all finished with lunch. It was very good, too.
Oh, thank you.
I don't think I want any dessert, Gloria. I have to hurry downtown and see if I can locate a book for David. It's a book on reincarnation.
Reincarnation? What's that?
Well, reincarnation is just what they call it when things keep coming back in different forms.
Oh, they do that all the time at the restaurant where I eat.
No, Gloria, this is a little different. Reincarnation means the return to Earth in a varied form. Now, you take myself, for instance. I'm a musician now, but I might come back in a few hundred years as a giraffe.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
And you're going to look awful silly playing a saxophone.
I think Mr. Nelson would be more likely to come back as a tired wolf.
Oh, now take it easy.
That sounds more like my boyfriend, Elmo.
Elmo? I thought his name was Elmer.
It was, but he changed it from Elmer to Elmo.
Oh, really?
He feels it goes better with his blue serge suit.
Well, I guess I'd better be going down to the bookstore. Would you like to go with me, darling?
No, I don't think so. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, it might be fun. Is there any book you'd like us to get you, Gloria?
Yes, nothing like a good book at night if you're troubled with insomnia.
Oh, I'm never troubled with insomnia. I just lie down near the edge of the bed, and in a few moments I fall off.
I imagine Gloria doesn't have to worry about getting to sleep after all the work she does around here.
Not only that, but I've been taking exercises.
Oh, really?
Oh, yes. I've been doing exercises for several weeks now. I can touch my knees without bending the floor. Well, hasta mañana, as Elmer always says.
Oh, Elmer speaks Spanish, too, huh?
Oh, yes. He used to go out with a Spanish hacienda.
Hacienda, that's a house.
That's what he likes them built like. Well, I better clear away these dishes.
Okay, Gloria.
Well, come on, Harriet. If you're going to the bookstore with me, let's go.
Is this the place you meant, honey?
Yeah, this is it.
So what was the name of that book again, dear?
The Trip Back by Bartlett Graham.
Good afternoon. Welcome to our little book nook.
Oh, thank you.
Allow me to present myself. I'm Mr. McQueen, the owner of the shop.
Oh, how do you do? I'd like a book.
Well, you've come to the right place, as the saying goes. What's the matter? Doesn't the saying go that way?
Yes, I suppose so. The book I had in mind...
Oh, you needn't hurry making a selection. You can browse till you drowse.
Oh, thanks.
Well, thanks, but we know exactly what we want, thank you.
Yes, we came in here for The Trip Back.
Have you tried the Greyhound bus station?
Well, I don't think you understand. You see, The Trip Back is a book on reincarnation by Bartlett Graham.
Oh, yes, of course. I know the book you mean. But we're all sold out of it. Now, isn't that a crying shame?
Yes. It is rather disappointing because I promised my little boy that I'd have it for him this evening.
Well, if you'll leave your name and phone number, I'll call you just as soon as we get a copy.
Okay, I'll do that. And thanks again for all your trouble.
Oh, no trouble at all. In fact, I'm glad you came in when you did. Another 5 minutes alone, and I'm sure I would have peaked at Forever Amber. Well, bye-bye.
Gee, it's too bad they didn't have it, Ozzie.
Oh, well, maybe somewhere else.
Well, hello. Fancy meeting you here.
Why, it's Mr. and Mrs. Waddington. Are you out shopping?
Roger and I were just going into this bookstore to buy a book for Roger. Roger, stop snapping your bubble gum.
Yes, my dear.
Books are the instruments of knowledge, and intellectual curiosity is a wonderful thing. There's nothing like a good book to stimulate the mind, I always say. What do you always say, Roger?
Yes, my dear.
Of course, you realize that I myself appreciate the finer things in literature.
Oh, naturally.
I'm especially fond of Shakespeare.
Well, you should be. He took you out once or twice.
Roger, sometimes I wonder why I ever married you.
Well, don't look at me. It wasn't my idea. Well, I hope you find what you want in that bookstore. We didn't have much success.
Oh, what book were you looking for, Mr. Nelson?
The Trip Back. It's a book on reincarnation.
Oh, that's a fascinating subject, reincarnation. You know, if that theory is correct, I just wish I could come back to this world as a rhinoceros. A fierce, fearless rhinoceros.
My goodness. Why, is that a surprise to you, Roger? Oh, yes, indeed. I didn't know you could be the same thing twice.
That's enough out of you, Roger. You're coming right along with me, straight home. I'm not buying you any books.
Yes, my dear.
Oh, and Mr. Nelson, may I suggest that you try the public library? They might have that book you're looking for.
Oh, thank you. Say, that's a good idea. Oh, and by the way, Roger...
Yes, Mr. Nelson?
If you could come back to Earth in some other form, what would you like to come back as?
I have my choice of anything at all.
Yes, anything at all. What would you like to be?
Let me think. Oh, I've got it.
Okay. What do you want to come back as?
As a tube of toothpaste.
You want to come back as a tube of toothpaste? Why?
Well, when she steps on me, I want to go all over her.
Roger, just for that, do you know what I'm going to do to you when we get home?
Oh, no, dear. Oh, please. Not that, not the rubber hose.
Goodbye, folks. Come along, Roger.
Yes, my dear.
Poor little Roger. Well, dear, let's go over to the library, shall we? A couple of friends of mine wrote a song. It was a pretty song like this.
Don't sweetheart me if you don't mean it. Don't talk sweet words if they're not true. Don't tear my heart like it was paper, because my heart loves only you.
You can't go round sweethearting others and then pretend that I'm yours exclusively. Love must be true, mean what you're saying, unless you do. Don't sweetheart me. That's how the song was originally written. And then the Torch Singers took it over and developed it into everything but Don't Sweetheart Me.
Don't sweetheart me because you're mean to me. Why must you be mean to me? You know you're just my bill, and you know you always will, for I'll be loving you always. That's just why I say, music, maestro, please, don't sweetheart me. Then there's the extra word man. He really butchers it up with added words like this.
Don't sweetheart me, oh honey baby, if you do, you'll soon be sorry. I know what to do to you, and if you do, then you'll regret it. Wait and see. Don't sweetheart me, and don't forget it. Sweet, you heard me say it. Heart, or I'll repay it, me. And then the dance bands take over the melody and write their super special arrangements, and we hear... Don't sweetheart me.
And now, back to the Nelson family. Ozzie and Harriet have gone over to the library in search of the book on reincarnation that Ozzie has promised David. It's beginning to look as though Ozzie might have a little difficulty getting that book by this evening. As our scene opens, Ozzie and Harriet are entering the library.
Gee, it's quiet in here.
Well, of course it always is in the library. I think I hear steam escaping.
Come here, I want to talk to you.
Cut it out, will you? I've got my wife with me.
Please. I'm the librarian. I just want to tell you, you'll have to be more quiet.
Oh, I'm very sorry. We'll be quiet.
Thank you. Oh, dear. I still hear a noise.
I'm awfully sorry, miss. I think my heart is beating.
We'd like to borrow a book. The Trip Back.
Do you have a membership card?
No, we don't.
Oh, well, you'll have to join the library first. Just fill out this card, and we'll notify you when your application is approved.
But I must have the book for tonight.
I'm very sorry, sir. Those are my orders.
Well, Ozzie, you might as well fill out a card anyway.
Okay.
Well, whatever you do, remember, please be ever so quiet.
Oh, yes, we understand.
We must be ever so quiet. Shh, shh, shh. Don't breathe a word. It may lead to a riot. Shh, shh. Can't you hear the tick of the clock. Hickory, dickory, dickory, dock. We must be ever so quiet. Shh, shh, shh.
We must be ever so quiet. Don't breathe a word. It may lead to a riot.
Can't you hear the tick of the clock? Dickory, 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 dock.
We must be ever so quiet.
Ozzie, ever since we got home, you've been complaining about the public library system. There's no use getting so upset about it, you know.
Well, I just think the whole thing is ridiculous. After all, I have my rights. I'm a citizen and a taxpayer. The idea of not trusting me for a book, it's just unbelievable, that's all.
Well, honey, if you'd only calm down for a moment, I could tell you about this message Gloria left. The library phoned before we got home and approved your application. Now you can come down any time you want and take your book out.
Oh, that's better.
Sure.
Oh, my gosh, look at that message that Gloria left. Is she kidding? Looks like somebody shot ink at the paper from a spray gun.
Here, let me see it. Ozzie, that's the note you left for the milkman last night. Here's the message from Gloria.
Oh, well, what we need around here is a new pen. I think somebody stole this one from the post office. I'll get it. Hello?
Hello, Mr. Nelson?
That's right.
Mr. Nelson, this is Mr. McQueen at the bookstore.
Oh, yes.
I succeeded in locating a copy of the Trip Bag. That book on reincarnation that you wanted, it's $2.50.
Oh, I see.
The reason I called is that there's a customer right here who's very anxious to buy it. So if you've changed your mind about the book, he'd like to have it.
Well, to be truthful with you, I found a copy of the book myself at the public library, and that's just around the corner.
Then you don't mind if I sell this one?
Well, you're sure you can?
Oh, yes, the man's right here.
Oh, fine. Well, then you sell it to him, and I'll get mine from the library. It'll save me a trip downtown. Thanks very much for calling.
Oh, that's okay. Goodbye, Mr. Nelson.
Goodbye. Say, did you hear that, Harriet? Now that I can get the book at the public library, the fellow at the bookstore calls up and says he's got my copy in already.
Oh, really? Well, what are you going to do about it?
Well, fortunately, there was a customer in the store who wanted to buy it, so I didn't have to take it. I'll get it, Harriet. Hello.
Hello, Mr. Nelson.
Yes, this is Mr. Nelson.
Well, this is the public library calling. I just wanted to make sure that you got the message I left this afternoon.
Yes, I got it all right, thank you. I'll be down in a few minutes for the book.
Oh, that's fine. I have your library card right here for you. And let's see now, what was the name of the book you wanted?
The Trip Back by Bartlett Graham.
Oh, Mr. Nelson, I'm so sorry. We very seldom have a call for that book, but one of our members came in a little while ago and borrowed it.
You mean you don't have it there now?
Well, it'll be back in a week. They can only keep it for a week, you know. Unless they renew it for another week.
Oh, gosh. I want it for tonight.
Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Nelson. However, when the member returns it, we'll hold it here and notify you.
Well, thanks just the same. I'll try to get one somewhere else. Goodbye. How do you like that? Some other member already borrowed that book from the library.
Oh, gee, that's a shame, honey.
The point is, where am I going to get that book now? I just got to get it tonight.
Well, darling, it's not a matter of vital importance. You can just explain to David that you'll get the book some other time. If it's impossible to get it, it's impossible, that's all.
Harriet, please. If you think you can explain to a kid who's been brought up on Superman, Dick Tracy, Captain Midnight, that anything is impossible... Oh, Harriet, you just don't know your 8-year-old boys.
Well, take it easy, dear. If you'll stop long enough to take a breath, I'll tell you where you can probably get your book.
Oh, really? Where?
Well, why don't you try that fancy bookshop out in Beverly Hills? They're supposed to have everything.
That's a wonderful idea. Where's my hat?
On your head.
Oh, yeah, I'm off.
I begin to think you are.
Off to Beverly Hills. Hello.
How do you do? Welcome to the Beverly Hills Bookery.
Oh, thank you. I'd like to buy a book.
That's all very well, but we don't just sell ordinary books, you know.
You don't?
Oh, my goodness, no. We specialize in rare books with rare bindings.
Well, I
Now,
just...
what kind of a book would you like? A mystery story, maybe?
Oh, no.
Oh, that's fine. Now, our Mr. Morbid is in charge of mystery stories, and you're in luck. Here comes Mr. Morbid now. Mr. Morbid, this young man is interested in mystery stories, murders and such.
Oh, listen, I like...
Oh, you like murders, eh? That's nice, because I like murders, too. Have you read Jack the Ripper Rips Back?
No. I haven't.
Well, have you read 100 Bodies and a Girl?
No.
Now, here's a lovely book. Just came in. It's called 20 Ways to Murder Your Husband. Listen to this list of delightful chapters. Murder by poison, murder by hatchet, murder by sledgehammer, murder by...
No. I don't want that kind of book at all. I just want a book...
Oh, why didn't you say so? You want a love story. Well, we can take care of that right away. You must meet Miss Mezzanine. She's in charge of our love story.
Listen, I just came in
All
here...
right. Oh, Miss Mezzanine, this young man is interested in love.
Hello. What's the name of the book you wanted?
Book? What book? Oh, of course, a book. I want to buy a book. Do you have a copy of What Every Young Man Should Know?
Well, I'm not sure now.
Oh, wait a minute. That wasn't the title. Let me think now.
You'll have to give me the title. All those piles of books are in alphabetical order. Do you like the way they're arranged?
Oh, yes. I think everything around here is pretty well stacked.
Thank you. Now, what's the title of the book?
I remember. The Trip Back. Have you got a copy?
Well, I'll have to look and see. Just a moment.
It's by Bartlett Graham.
Oh, yes, here it is. Isn't it beautiful? We just have this one copy at popular prices.
Oh, fine. How much is it?
Only $75.
$75? You call that a popular price?
We like it.
No, but $75 is a lot of money.
Oh, but look at the book. It's bound with genuine kangaroo skin.
$75 is too much even if it's got the author in the pouch.
Oh, but you look like a man with discerning taste. A man who appreciates the best. Here, let me fix your tie.
Okay, but it's not going to help you. I'm not spending $75 for any book.
But Ozzie, spending $75 for a book. That's a lot of money.
I know, but look at it. It's bound with kangaroo skin.
$75 is too much even if it's got the salesgirl in the pouch.
Well, that's a matter of opinion. But, Harriet, what could I do? I had to get the book. No, I couldn't disappoint David after making that promise that I'd have it here tonight.
Oh, darling, I meant to tell you when you came in. I just remembered 10 minutes ago that we promised the boys they could go over to Mother's.
What?
Uh-huh. She picked him up at school this afternoon. But I'm sure David will enjoy the book when he gets back next week. I'll get it. Why, it's Mrs. Waddington.
Hello. I just stopped by for a moment. I know how much you wanted that book, The Trip Back, Mr. Nelson. And when I saw it in another bookstore, I picked it up for you. Here it is, and I hope you enjoy it. Goodbye now.
Well, can you beat that? I have two of the... Come in.
Hello, Mr. Nelson. I'm the librarian. I just got another copy of The Trip Back. Here it is.
Oh, thank you very much.
Come in. It's me, Mrs. Nelson, Gloria. I got a surprise for you, Mr. Nelson.
For me?
Yes. Remember I told you my boyfriend Elmer was always reading books? Well, he had a copy of The Trip Back, and I got it for you. Here it is.
That's very nice of you, Gloria. Gosh, what is this? Come in.
Mr. McQueen again. I just wanted to make sure that you got your copy of The Trip Back at the library, Mr. Nelson. Just in case you didn't, I brought one along with me.
Oh, well, gosh, thank you.
Oh, the pleasure is all mine. Bye-bye.
Well, Ozzie, will you please tell me what you're going to do with 5 trips back?
This is the Armed Forces Radio Service.